Hello and welcome to Legal Connect on iBrandTV. My name is Bennett Joseph. And on this program, we look on the issues playing out in society, but we look at those issues from the legal perspective. And on each episode of the program, we bring in legal practitioners, experts from various fields to help us put the issues in context and in perspective. On today's episode of the program, we look at cryptocurrencies and the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria. Joining me now to analyze the issue and put it in context is Emmanuel Babalola, a cryptocurrency and blockchain professional, former secretary of the Stakeholders in Blockchain Association of Nigeria, and currently heads business and operations for Binance in Nigeria. Emmanuel, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
I mean, addressing you as a cryptocurrency and a blockchain professional, what does that even mean?
I think I have heard several terms used to describe players in the space, experts, professionals. I think it just goes to show that these are people that commit their full time to contributing to the growth of the ecosystem. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain started in 2009, and this is like 11 years now since the industry started. And so there's no real experts per se, but there are people that have been there since the beginning. And there are people that have contributed, a lot towards where we are right now, where we are going to in Nigeria. And yeah, so I just think that's where the professional comes from.
Now we're going to look at the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria, but let's start from what is cryptocurrency? Now, sometimes it can be very interesting when experts, like you say, try to explain what cryptocurrency is. So in the simplest of terms, especially for our viewers who are watching now, what is cryptocurrency?
So I would say cryptocurrencies are the internet's money. It's basically the money for the internet. It was created by the first cryptocurrency, being Bitcoin, was created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who that is, whether it's a group of people or one person, but we know that that's the name of the account that created the white paper and the whole technology. One of the things that he was trying to solve was the fact that today a lot of people do things online. You meet people online, you chat online, you send emails, so the internet has really closed the distance gap. It has closed the information gap, it has closed the knowledge gap. So in 1 minute, someone can know what is happening in Nigeria from Tokyo, right? And in the same minute, I could send a message to anywhere in the world. But in that same way, it wasn't possible to actually do business. It wasn't possible to transfer value over the internet. If I took a picture of you, and I send you that picture via your email, I would still have a copy of that picture. So it wouldn't make sense to send 50,000 naira to you via email and still have 50,000 naira to spend on someone else, right? That's called the double spend problem, which is actually the problem that Bitcoin solves through blockchain technology, the technology that backs it up. Okay, so blockchain solves the double spend problem. And blockchain technology, which basically is just a new way of storing information that is tamper-proof, okay? It empowers us to be able to transact value directly with one another without involving third parties like banks and the international remittance.
Now you called cryptocurrencies the money of the internet, which means it's actually a legal tender. Is it, in the real sense of the word, a legal tender like the pounds, the dollar, the naira? Is it?
I like this question so much, and I get it almost every single time. What is legal tender? Legal tender is any currency that is accepted as a means of exchange, right? Is it by the government or by people?
People, actually.
People, right?
And recognized by government.
Okay, definitely. So the government actually has a lot to do in terms of what is legal tender.
Yeah, within a certain space.
Definitely, because now currency has country.
Yes.
There's no currency that exists without a country. But Bitcoin is a currency without a country. Internet does not have a country. So on the internet, people transact value through cryptocurrencies, right? Without the need for third parties. How money started? Money started as we see barter. The challenges of barter system.
Yes, that's right.
Why barter had a lot of issues. First of all, coincidence of ones. It was so difficult to find someone that has what you need and needs what you have. So if you have a car and you need a house, and maybe you have to look for someone that has a house that needs your car. If the person doesn't have that, you have to look for someone that has what that person needs, and then you guys now do like a 3-way or a 4-way trade. And then there was also the issue of proportion. How many cars is equal to one house? So when money has evolved, now you have card money, in fact, digital currencies have really always been there. Your bank transfer is digital money.
Is there a time where digital money will ever take the place of money as we know it?
Definitely.
Like, is that where we're
Exactly. You see, recently, I think CBN started talking about how did they say? E-banking. There's a name they called it then. It was basically referring to the fact that cashless economy.
Oh, great.
Cashless economy. That was the drive then. So it was because cash is actually a problem. Cash is the biggest risk there is. If you steal cash, you can't track it, right? But if everything happens digitally, you can leave digital. Exactly. So because of digital money has really been around for a while, but you needed banks, you needed the NIPs, you needed people to do all the accounting within the banking system. As I explained to you, on the internet, it wasn't possible before without blockchain technology. So now it is possible on the internet to do transactions, financial transactions directly.
So what do you think are the fears really when it comes to cryptocurrencies? You talk about cryptocurrencies sometimes and it's received with a certain kind of fear amongst people. Like, I don't understand what this is. What do you think is responsible for that fear that people always associate with cryptocurrencies?
Cryptocurrencies are new. And as with everything new, there are a lot of misconceptions as well. And most of those misconceptions are actually justified because with cryptocurrency, especially in Africa, we've seen a lot of scams. Okay, in fact, most of the adoption that has come, especially people getting involved, people hearing it for the first time, maybe are through scam projects, Ponzi schemes and things that use cryptocurrencies as a payment method. Okay, because it's of the nature, it's global, it's digital, and all that. So there are a lot of misconceptions, but the fears, even though justified, are not enough to outweigh the benefits it brings. Okay, the same thing with all technology. Every technology has its downside. Your phone can go off, but because your phone goes off doesn't mean
but what are those common criticisms that cryptocurrencies often get? Sometimes I hear about the legality of it. How legal are cryptocurrencies?
Okay, so cryptocurrency, one of the biggest fears you see is the fact that a lot of bad actors use it. You can launder money with cryptocurrencies. Why? Because it's digital and it's private. You own your money, you don't need any bank. So I can send you money, nobody has to know about it, right? Directly. So that comes with a lot of risk. And as you watch in all the movies you've seen, who first adopts technology, the good guys or the bad guys? The bad guys, right? Because they're always thinking ahead of most of the cops and all that, right? So, but it doesn't mean the technology itself is bad. It just means that, it's being used for bad things. But then if you look at what the main accusation we see around cryptocurrency, laundry, money laundering and all that. If you look at the money that's been laundered via cash, that's physical cash, you see that cash is more untraceable than cryptocurrency. In fact, if you steal cryptocurrencies today, it is possible to track and catch you. In fact, one of the things we've done in Binance is we are heavy on, ensuring that, law enforcement are a part of the fight against, money laundering and all that. So you see that, as monies move from one exchange to the other, we are constantly monitoring all these activities. So right now, stealing funds through cryptocurrencies are easily tracked. I can track a cryptocurrency that was sent 5 years ago and see all the people that it has gone through till today. So stealing money in crypto, there are cryptocurrencies that are private that you can't track and all that. But the point is, cash itself is actually more untraceable than cryptocurrency.
Are you impressed with the reception that cryptocurrencies have gotten in Nigeria? Do you think there is fast-growing appreciation of the value of cryptocurrency?
Oh, definitely. In Nigeria, especially this year, we've seen a lot of growth, a lot of adoption. Most of the things we've been shouting and talking about, today we see people coming to ask, okay, this thing you've been talking about, how does it work? What is it? I think the lockdown, I think it's one of the positives we've seen. We've seen a lot of online platforms, Zoom, the evaluation going up, and many online companies, especially cryptocurrencies now. And you see with the current Naira devaluation, and a lot of things happening, people are constantly looking for new ways to make wealth, new ways to safeguard their funds and store value, and also own their own currency. So that's one of the reasons why I feel cryptocurrencies are really,
But now again, let's look at apart from the reception of cryptocurrencies in Nigeria, what do you think is the body language of the government, right, when it comes to cryptocurrencies? In 2017, for instance, the Central Bank of Nigeria had issued a circular to most financial institutions saying, well, you don't want to get yourself involved with these activities while they are untraceable and all of those. What information do you think the Apex Bank was lacking at the time that made them to issue such a statement saying that, well, you don't want to get yourself involved with this?
I feel that anyone can easily, look at regulation and know that it's always a process. Regulation takes time, policies take time. And definitely the Nigerian government has done a lot in terms of research to see and best protect the consumer, right? Because you can't regulate cryptocurrency itself. You can only regulate the players.
Has that been happening in Nigeria or not yet?
So right now, as from what you just said, in 2017 there was a circular that stopped banks, for instance, from participating, from owning, from providing custody or whatever, or facilitating cryptocurrency transactions. But this year, I think just a month or two ago, we saw the SEC, make a statement recognizing cryptocurrency not as a legal tender, but as a security. So the Apex Bank would have been responsible for the regulation if the Nigerian government felt it was a legal tender. But now, since the SEC has classified it under their own jurisdiction, which is as a security, it means, but you see, the general attitude is now cryptocurrencies in Nigeria have a legal status, kind of, which is as a security.
What do you think has been responsible for that growth?
A lot of things. There is mass adoption. Let's take, for instance, you have, you hold Naira, right? And in 2011, $100 was 18,000 Naira. And 18,000 Naira was the minimum wage then, right?
That's right.
So if you fast forward this year, minimum wage now is 30K. If you divide that by the current price of $1 to Naira, it will put minimum wage at around $70 or so. So you mean that holding Naira just between how many years has moved from $100 to $74 minimum wage, considering that the minimum wage has actually been increased. So there are a lot of reasons why cryptocurrencies are gaining a lot of attention, from deflation, as I just explained, to the fact that cryptocurrencies are deflationary kind of in nature. It means that unlike the fiat currency I just explained, cryptocurrencies generally go up in value over time. Why? Because they have a limited supply. Inflation is typically caused by excess supply, right? Yeah. But cryptocurrencies have fixed supply. So because they have fixed supply, as demand continues to increase, price will continue to go up.
Who manages the creation or the supply of cryptocurrencies now? Who does that?
Awesome. So in cryptocurrency, we say we trust in the code. CBN manages the whole circulation of Naira, right?
That's right.
In Bitcoin, the network and the code that has been put into Bitcoin core manages that whole process. There are things like yearly inflation, right? It means that this is the percentage that new bitcoins will be created every year. Now, the creation of Bitcoin is done through the process of mining, okay, and it's done by computers. For a coin like, let's say, Binance coin or Ethereum, you see that it's through other means. For Ethereum, is proof of stake. You know, it's very green. There's no pollution or consumption of electricity like you would see with Bitcoin. But let's look at Bitcoin mining. In Bitcoin mining, it means that you power a computer. Computer could fill this whole room up just to mine cryptocurrencies. Now, your mining is majorly validating transactions. So the miner basically does the work of the postman. Okay, if you go to a bank and make a deposit physically, someone has to manually type that in, all right? Yeah. So the person has to check your account and do some other things to deduct from here to credit here. So that's what the miner does.
Let's talk about the value of cryptocurrencies. Like, what affects, like for instance, talking about what a Bitcoin is worth right now. Now, what are the factors that influences when a cryptocurrency goes up or goes down? Because I see all of those trajectories, and sometimes you wonder, what are the factors influencing all of those?
Okay, great. So, thank you for this question, because I've seen a lot of people. Part of the misconceptions I shared earlier, a lot of people feel that cryptocurrencies are like one get-rich-quick scheme, because Bitcoin is like $16,000 right now, and everybody's like, wow. The factor that controls the price of Bitcoin is the same factor that controls the price action of any other financial market, which is demand and supply. Because Bitcoin is actually a digital asset if you look at it in the trading world. Because Bitcoin is not just for trading, it's also used for payments, right? So from the trading side of things, Bitcoin is basically an asset, and what controls the price of our assets? The demand, supply. People are buying to go up, people are selling, it comes down, right? So that's basically it. And the fact that it has a limited supply, right? There are only 21 million Bitcoins that can possibly exist, right? Right now it's about 18 million or so that are currently in existence, and the process will keep going on till like 2140. That's when the last Bitcoin will be mined. And when the last Bitcoin is mined, the amount in circulation, which is 21 million, is the only amount that will be in existence. And of that amount, we have a lot of them that have been lost. In fact, if you share all the Bitcoins that can possibly exist in Lagos, it will not go around. So you can imagine the demand that would be if Bitcoin adoption continues to grow like this.
So why do you think that in spite of the enormous value of cryptocurrencies, our people are yet to, especially in Africa, our people are yet to receive it with open arms, understand it, get into the market, and enjoy the benefits of the value that cryptocurrencies are currently providing?
The truth is, I like to say, as the current president of CBAN will always say, says blockchain is for Africa. The truth is, the reason why right now a lot of people are talking about it is because many people are beginning to see the value in it. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies solve a lot of problems that we have. In fact, the technology blockchain is one of the first real steps towards electronic voting. Why? Because of blockchain is possible. Today, you can trust a vote that this vote is won and it's won. You cannot tamper with it. Why? Because it is recorded on a blockchain. So, in other aspects, let's look at cryptocurrencies, for instance, in particular. Since this is about cryptocurrencies, there are several benefits it has. Let's look at some of the biggest challenges we have in Africa from a global perspective. Sending money to Africa is one of the most expensive in the world. It costs around 12%, right? So someone wants to send money from Canada to Africa, to Nigeria, the person is sending $100, and then the person receiving it will get, let's say, $90. $10 will go on third-party charges. So, but with cryptocurrency, you can send that $100, and that person will get it that day, not even that day, that second, and then it will cost less than 10 naira to send that amount of money. and the person can convert it to Naira immediately.
So for people who are considering, as in getting into that space of cryptocurrencies, what information do you think they should have? What are those first knowledge keys that they should go for in order to be able to play actively in that finance market?
So first things first, as you just rightly said, if cryptocurrency is exciting to hear about, we could talk about it all day. But one of the first things you should know is never, ever give anybody money. First, if they tell you that they are bring people, or just no, that's not it. The first thing you want to do is to get the information, get the knowledge, and you can do that in a lot of platforms. Personally, I organize events almost every month where thousands of people gather, and we talk about blockchain, we talk about Bitcoin. We have other guys in the space doing a lot of educational efforts, teaching people purely about this is what it is, this is what it's not. These are the things to avoid. These are the things to know before getting started. Now that you have the general idea about what Bitcoin is, and maybe you want to send money to your brother abroad, or you want to receive money, or you want to make a cross-border payment or something like that, this is what you need to get. You need to get a wallet. This is how you buy, this is how you sell, this is how you send it. And this other person will convert it to his or her local currency. So those basics are things that personally we do a lot in Binance. We teach people how it works and all that. So the core is get knowledge, avoid scams. Okay, those are the two things you need to hold dearly.
Now, talking about Binance, where you are head of business and operations in Nigeria, as it relates to cryptocurrencies, what are those value adds that Binance brings to the entire conversation of cryptocurrencies?
Okay, so Binance is actually beyond, we started as an exchange in 2017. Today we've evolved into the world's biggest infrastructure provider for cryptocurrencies. And we've built a lot of tools geared towards spreading the freedom of money. So one of our core focuses is just ensuring that, first of all, the entire experience for you, for instance, wanting to get your first Bitcoin or buy your first Bitcoin or send money abroad or whatever, is as easy as possible. So on the Binance app, user experience is the best there is, right? And then aside from the user experience, we also do a lot of educational efforts. Our events are the most attended in Africa. We do events, our last event, we had over 12,000 people join us across Africa. This year alone, we've educated over 100,000 people, okay? And we are constantly doing a lot of master classes, a lot of events, teachings, just to show people. We have recorded videos on YouTube. We have Binance Academy, the biggest resource for you to just go there and search. You see articles, academy.binance.com, and those are just the educational parts. We also have Binance Charity. Binance Charity is doing a whole lot, in terms of, supporting, African markets, supporting, especially during the COVID era, and all that support. Is the first blockchain kind of charity where you see all the transactions are publicly seen. So you know who is donating and you know what the donations are used for. So Binance is doing a whole lot, not just in terms of making money, because that is kind of like just the list of everything we do. We are more focused on users. In fact, when we started, there were a lot of exchanges. There were people that were bigger than Binance. But it took Binance just 5 months to be the biggest in the world, and till date, we are still the number one.
Now, you are a cryptocurrency and a blockchain professional, and we're talking about cryptocurrencies and the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria, and you've been able to help us understand what cryptocurrencies are. You've been able to help us understand how the value of cryptocurrencies, are beginning to receive huge reception and appreciation. Just for the sake of our viewers who are out there who probably would want to know, what are the various types of cryptocurrencies? You've talked about, I know you've mentioned Bitcoin in this conversation, but is that all there is to the conversation of cryptocurrencies?
So the reason why Bitcoin started was to separate money from states. It was to create money that does not have a country. Okay, and now that is possible, then it's possible for anyone to actually digitize assets. it's possible for you to create a cryptocurrency for this program and reward people that watch the program in your coins. You know, the same way a casino would work. Okay, so cryptocurrencies, there are a lot of them. We have over 5,000 cryptocurrencies right now.
Interesting.
And of that 5,000, 90% are probably going to fail. Okay, if this was a live video, I would have shown you a historical chart of cryptocurrencies year by year that die out. You know, they are number one. This
die out as a result of
you know, first of all, there is a bubble, right? Just the same way when the internet era started, there were a lot of, there's MySpace, there are a lot of, you know, companies coming up. Many will fail, but the few will remain. See Facebook, see most of the other companies that are still in existence today. So to every bubble, when every bubble bursts and the dust settles, a few companies will still stay. So Bitcoin has proven from day one to today to be there since number one day. You know, there are a lot of coins. The top 10 coins are always mostly very valuable projects.
And this information on the top 10 cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, coinmarketcap.com.
Oh, okay.
Coinmarketcap.com is the site where that's the most popular cryptocurrency site in the world. It's where you go to get, you see the list of all the coins, right? But every coin you see, every cryptocurrency you see is basically kind of like a company. That's why SEC, you know, recognizes cryptocurrency as a security. Because every coin you see is basically digital tokens of a particular company. So if you're buying the coin, it means you're believing in what the company is selling, right? The same way you buy a stock. Okay. So, but Bitcoin is not a company. There is no CEO of Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin stands out from the rest. There's no owner, right? That's why Bitcoin is completely decentralized, completely trustless, and, you know, censorship resistant.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Babalola. You are a cryptocurrency and a blockchain professional, former secretary of the Stakeholders in Blockchain Association of Nigeria, and currently heads business and operations for Binance in Nigeria. Thank you so much for all you've been able to share with us on cryptocurrencies, their value, and how they are beginning to gain appreciation even within the African market. We appreciate your insight on the conversation. We look forward to having you on the show again to help us continue to help our audience to understand the dynamics of that market. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're still watching Legal Connect on iBrandTV. We're talking about cryptocurrencies and the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria. And I just spoke with Emmanuel Balola, who is a cryptocurrency and a blockchain professional. After the break, we'll be talking to a legal practitioner who talks to us about the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria. Are there laws that mitigate against crypto trading in Nigeria? All of that we'll put into context when we return. So go nowhere, stay with us. We will be right back.